It's all kicking off in Dublin tonight. Let's talk immigration. Hello, you wrong'un. Before I get into uncovering truths in the lies that have been released today, I just want to extend my thoughts and my prayers for those children that were stabbed in Dublin today, as well as, I'm not sure whether it was staff from the school or whether it was the parents of the children, but it looks like a non-Irish national, which is only as far as the Garda will go, a non-Irish national has stabbed 5 people, 3 children and 2 adults. There are rumours and pictures on the internet of an Algerian national, an immigrant into the island of Ireland, Southern Ireland. But as well as mentioning that, because we really should, in the same breath as talk about the immigration statistics that have been released by our government, the British government, today. And do you know that the statisticians have said that in the year between June 2022 and June 2023, net migration has had to be revised up, not down, up. But they're not explaining why it's had to be revised upwards. So let's just look at the figures. And the way I'm going to explain it is this. If you have £1,000, if you go out to work for a week, say, and these are just arbitrary figures that I've plucked out of the air just to give you an example. But imagine you get £1,000 a week. That's gross. Gross is the full amount. Net is after tax. Net, say £750, is after you've had your tax taken off the gross. So gross is the full figure. Net is after you've had your little bit of tax taken off or whatever the government decides to take off you. And they're talking about net migration. Why would they be talking about net migration? Let me give you the figures and then let me give you context and an explanation. Because these snake oil sellers are at it again. So they've revised, the statisticians have revised the immigration numbers into Great Britain from June 2022 to June 2023 to 745,000. That's the amount coming in to our sceptred isle. But there's also, so you've got immigration, people coming here. You've got emigration, people legging it because they've had enough. They're off to Canada or Australia, or they're just leaving here because the whole place is burning and they want to be off. They're legging it. So, immigration, people coming to live here, minus, now this is where they get the net migration from, minus those that have legged it. So, the big figure is not 745,000 immigration. You've got to add 508,000 emigration. So you add immigration and emigration. 508,000 have left in a year, June to June, 22 to 23. Those that have come here, net, 745,000. What do you get if you add the two together? You get 1,253,000 immigrants in this country in 12 months. That's over 100,000 a month. That is over 25,000 per week for a year. So it looks like we've had 1,253,000 people come to this country. Now, I can assure you that this is fact. Under the last Labour government, and be liar, they counted the male heads coming in, and then when they deported others, they counted both the male head, female, wife or whatever, and children. So it looked like they were getting rid of loads of people and saying, oh, well, you know, there's only so many coming in. So we don't know whether these are just the male heads coming in as immigrants or whether it's full families. I will guarantee you that they will try and keep the numbers down as low as possible to make it try and look as good as possible. So the context, what does 1,253,000 immigrants look like? the population of Birmingham. It is more, according to Birmingham City Council, it is more than the population of Birmingham. There's only London bigger. But if you add all of that, and that is only up until June this year, and there's every chance that we're getting towards, 5 months away from June. That's nearly half a year. So if there was 1,253,000 in 12 months, you could halve that and bang it on. You're talking about nearly 2 million people. That's 25% of London. It's hugely more than Birmingham. And this government don't think we've got an immigration problem. Have you noticed how they're telling you, we're going to stop the boats? They're not going to stop immigration. They're going to stop the boats. Why are they using that phrase? James not so cleverly and rich boy sunk. They're all using it. We're going to stop the boats. We're going to stop the boats. Really? We don't want you to stop the votes. Boats, mind you, the votes might not get their way to them in May, but I'm being facetious. We don't want them to stop the boats. We want them to stop the immigration. Possibly 2 million people have come into this country since June 2022. And these clowns are not doing anything about it. America's under siege. We're under siege. Dublin is burning tonight. There's riots on the streets of Birmingham. I've seen it. And I'll remind you, wasn't it an Algerian that went stabbing people in France recently? Remember that? Where parents had to grab the kids, run away from him? People have had enough. And you know, to be reasoned, all we're asking of our politicians is just do the right thing. Look after our own communities. Look after our own people. And this may sound like a party political broadcast. It's not. We just want our politicians to lead us proportionately and responsibly and just look after the people that pay their taxes here.